Hi everyone, this is Gretel-Ann Fisher, and this is screencast number 2 of Assessment Tools. So the assessment tool that I found and loved is ClassKick, and it's hard to say, but the address is regular www.classkick.com, and you can download it on your phones, on your laptops, on your iPads, any iOS or Android device. It is totally accessible for anything like that. You can even put it on your like if you have a desktop, it would work on that as well. One of the things that I love about this website and this app is that it's students work in real time. So you could be teaching a class with them and they can be responding in a different way than the video that Hannah showed us. So this is kind of unique and I'm excited to show you what that is. One of the unique things that I do love about it is their little logo is the hand, and I think the reason for that is because kids can quietly raise their hand to their teacher through this app that says, hey, I have a question or I need clarity or something like that, and it just gives the teacher a quiet little notification, and it helps those kiddos that might not actually ask a question in class. It might help them ask more questions and be risk takers. So I love that. One of the greatest things about it is it's free. Yay! So we teachers, we love anything that's free. And, it has some drawbacks because of that. So, but that's okay. I still love it, and I think it's worth definitely checking out. So we're going to hop over right now, and I'm going to take a little demonstration for you. So I'm going to go back into the website, and I'm just going to click onto www.classkick.com, and I have set up an account, but if you haven't, you would sign up here. Excuse me. So I'm going to log in, and you have the choice of either logging in as the student or the teacher. And right now I'm going to show you the teacher. And you put in your information. And I saved my information. And here is the app. Here is your home page, as you would call it. Right on your home page, it shows all of the assignments that you're working on currently or that you have worked on in the past. You can add new assignments right here. You can put in your class roster. And one thing about the class roster is that it could be a sample, or I'm sorry, students in all of the classroom, or you can do an assignment for one person, or you could do it for a group of people. You could set it up many different ways, which I find is fantastic. Here are your notifications if students have questions or want to shoot you an email, just, or you want to, communicate with them this way too. Here's where that would lie. Here's your profile where it lives. And here is where you would have to sign in under a school. So not anybody can just register for this. You have to be assigned to a school. So here I just put in a sample right here, and it found it automatically. Logged on and we're good. I'm not linked to their system, so that would be a totally different plan. So you can either pay for it yourself, you can use I have 4 of 20 assignments that I'm able to do before I have to upgrade, things like that. If you want information on the pricing, it would be right here. You can also, the plans go for like just you or the whole school or a classroom right here. So, or an entire district. So, and it's, I got to say it's pretty reasonable, but then again, I don't do budget. So for schools. So maybe it's not realistic. I should look into that. But here's where your latest features would be, like if any updates came about. But anyway, you'd walk through this and get a good idea. But I kind of want to take you into an assignment right now that I set up, and I just plugged in some information. I here. You can put in a new blank in from assignment. You can pull one in that you have already done, or you can look up through their assignment library. And that's what I did. And I said, okay, I want something that was going to be under reading comprehension. I wanted English. There are all these other different options that you could choose from, which is amazing. And you could have like multiple choices if that's what you wanted. Grade, I said grades 2, 3, and 4. Then your access. Do you want it to be just between you and your students, or are you working in a pod where there's multiple teachers teaching the same concept and you're working on a group project that you're trying to get to all the students? And this way, everybody can be putting into the assignment that you want the kids to do. So I love that it's shareable, but it's also private. Here is where you would assign the work, and you would either assign it to like the whole classroom, like I said, or to one person, or I could do to a group of kids if I wanted to, or if, one kid has missed half the year and they need to get caught up on some massive amount of work. This is a great way to keep that tracked and be able to look at their work constantly. And here's where it shows you the work. So it shows you, this is for the sample roster. I didn't do one, so it looks like nobody has started working on this. But here is where they would have their code. I could look at all of the slides to see what did I include in that assignment. I could just pull certain kiddos of, wait, I wonder how Bob is doing on this assignment right now, and I'm kind of curious, is he goofing around or is he doing his work? I can check while he's doing that on this program if he's actually on and doing his work. You can assign points to each of the slides so that it grades the work if they get it wrong. It makes the grading easier. So I'm going to go back into that assignment again. And here were the slides, but I want to show you, I'm going to show you both a student's work. And one very cool thing about this is here for this assignment, I needed them to read something and they needed to fill out a questionnaire after that and be able to answer some questions. And they could either circle or cross. They could either write the answer or look at this, they can record their voice. So you talk about accessible for everybody. I mean, it's amazing. And here it gets even better. So it's that, wait, there's more moment. This little green play arrow right here, this will actually read the text out loud to the student. So if you have a struggling student, a struggling reader, and you're really just working on comprehension, not skills building, and you don't have the time to sit there with them to take this test, this can do that with them. And they can put on the headphones, and whoever needs it uses it. If you don't need it, you don't use it. And it goes right down all the way through. It calls out all of the directions, everything. And it does it for each and every question. See, everything has wood arrow. So before I was talking about the kids can draw their answers or they could type their answers. Whoops. So also wicked cool. So that's like a really cool, quick teacher view. I think it's worth it. So I'm almost at 10 minutes and I don't want to kill your time. But the student view, I am not 100% in love with the student view. And that is because um, it is very much like the teacher view. And I think kids sometimes less is more for them with this. So let me see if I can just give you a quick look into the student view, because there's one point in particular I want to make that you would really have to just kind of, here's the class code that they would need. So, and I did write that down. So they would put in their code, they would put in a name, and because this is that kiddo's first time coming on here, they actually take them through a whole like tutorial, and they have to fill out questions and they have to answer a certain way. So you can even see if they even understand how this program works. So I did forget to mention that. So I'm so glad that I came in here. But the one thing that I don't love is that kids need to scroll down. And my only fear is they're going to see this half, finished box on here, and they're going to think that that was it. So you would really have to make sure that your directions are clear and your expectations are clear to go all the way down to the form, scroll all the way down, make sure you're answering every question, letting them know how many questions there are in this test, things like that. Over in this little waffle bar, you can change the view, and sometimes that might also help with the kiddos. So, yeah, so this is great. Um, um, so, back to my presentation. So I really I love this app, but I think it could use some work. First of all, the strengths. I love the accessibility to it. I love that. It's free, that's user friendly, and it has a great beginner library. I think those are really adequate to be a solid contender. Weaknesses is still clunky in the kids' view, I feel. I feel like there should always be more free options. I will always protest for that. But overall, I give it a 7 because I think that they do a great job. They have a great mission, and I think they're really trying hard to um, make it through. So that's my gig, and I really hope that you check that out. All right. Thanks so much.